It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids' apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
This is Ryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSN Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSN Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique to spice up your closet with trendy, unique looks. We have fashionable and chic looks at very affordable prices. Velvet Boutique offers free shipping all year long on all orders. Shop online at www.melvetboutique.com. That's www.melvetboutique.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Shop Velvet Online Women's Boutique.
Q Time is a classic Atlanta soul food restaurant located in the historic West End. Q Time Soul Food is a family business started by Fred and Christine Crenshaw. Come on in, relax, and sink your chops into our tantalizing, mouth-watering, distinctive soul food with a twist, the Q Time way. 1120 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, or call your order in at 404-758-2881. Do you miss your mama's cooking? Then come on down to Q Time, an Urban Passport member.
I'm returning to Clinton Parish, and Tampa's my community. I grew up here, went to school here, and my wife and I make our home here. What makes Tampa special are its people. So when I represent someone injured in my community, it's personal. Call my office and speak to a real lawyer and not some referral service. I will fight the insurance companies to get the settlement that you deserve. At the law office of Clinton Parish, we take the pain out of being heard.
Live. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is DVP, and we are doing Random Thoughts with DVP. So what's going on, y'all? It is the 30th of December, and we almost to 2021. Y'all ready for this? This is DVP. It's the last show of the year. And we're going to pretty much just do real random thoughts. I've been checking out the internet the past couple of days. Just, doing what I do. Seeing what people are talking about. And, of course, they ain't talking about that. But I got questions. What's all this confusion about nothing? Is it everybody want to argue? Ain't 2020 been hard enough without all this extra stuff? Ain't we had enough to fuss about and get close with each other that we ain't got to do all this extra stuff? I'm just wondering. I got questions because I want to know what's really going on. I'm looking at, and I didn't really want to do a whole political show, but it's like I almost can't get around it because if nothing else, thank you, Cousin It. if nothing else, we have learned more about politics this year than we probably have most of our lives for a lot of us, because it's forced us to pay attention. Um, because that's what it's done. It's just forcing us to pay attention, and it sucks. But you know who we got to get credit for that? You got to get credit where credit is due. That's on. That's on the president. And you know, I will take my share of the blame, because I was one of the ones that didn't vote for Hillary. Um, and I can't say that I still, know what I know now, would have, but at the time I can't say that I would have. But anyway, with everything that's going on now, for us to remain ignorant about politics says more about us than anything else, because we have got to stay not only informed but informed. And it's just crazy. We looking at what's going on, Bill. How are you, man? I got Bill Evans. He been playing sick. He been away without. He ain't had no doctor's excuse, so he had to bring a doctor's excuse to come on into the show. But you know, hopefully 2021 gonna be much better and greater for everybody than 2020 was. But we gotta start paying attention to what's going on and being responsive. Because if we don't, we're gonna run into some things like we did all of a sudden, because of our ignorance or lack of concern. We're too busy fighting each other than to be paying attention to what's going on. And,
All this extra stuff.
and that's really not making a whole lot of sense.
Of our ignorance or lack of concern.
So what we gotta do is pay more attention to what's going on and be concerned. Right now, we're in the midst of this second stimulus check, which technically counted as income, because you're gonna get it. You're gonna hear about it again on your taxes. What up, nephew? Um, and we watching how this is all going. And you know, I love a good debate. I love a good debate. When Roy pop up, and he gonna probably pop up in a minute. When Roy pop up, I like a good debate. Me and Trina have debates, and debates are not about being wrong. Debates are about receiving and passing on information. And I'm listening to people who trying to compare this to that, and they trying to defend what's going on. And I don't understand. Say it again? Yeah, you can say blue. What's up, Ari? I tried to tag you on something. I'm gonna tag you anyway. We're gonna actually talk about it later on in the show. I'm trying to understand, because I'm 55. Huh? Oh, you saying blue for me to drink it? Oh, because I ain't saying nothing about it yet. And for my long-time listeners, y'all gonna recognize this. My drink of choice is blue. It's been on hiatus for a minute. We're gonna get back into it. We're gonna get into adult libation for 2021. But how is it? We got a pandemic going on. We never had this before in most of our lifetime, because most of y'all weren't born in 1918, or y'all wasn't around. So how is it? I'm looking at some of these Republicans trying to understand and defend everything that he doing. And you know what's so crazy? Is now it ain't even Republicans, because Trump want the money. Now his own group is fighting against him. And it's funny. I got a couple of Facebook friends who love to argue about everything Biden. I'm in a supposedly black group, pro-black group. That's all they talk about is what Biden done did. And I'm like, he ain't president, he ain't took over, he ain't done nothing. How y'all sitting there saying what he gonna do, he should have did, or whatever? If he raised taxes, which he had said that he was gonna do, comma, for everybody who make over 450,000. The fact that most of us is looking for that $600 check or that $2,000 check tell us that we ain't in that category in the first place. And I was telling Roy earlier, you know, I was in one group where they were just talking about, oh, 100,000 ain't no real money. I can't live off 100,000. I'm trying to figure out, where is it that you live that you can't live off $100,000 a year? Whatever it is you're doing, you need to stop and consider that you are a drag on society, because either you living way above your means, or you just extra delusional. Because most of us, according to what I see on Facebook, are barely making ends meet. Most of us, from what I see on Facebook, are struggling with making 40,000. So I'm just trying to figure out, when did 100,000 not get to be so much? And I don't care where you're from, because if we just leave it to the United States, if you make six figures, you already middle income. If we take it out to the world, six figures puts you in lower high class. Go to a third world country and make $1,000 a month and see where they hold you. They hold you in high esteem. So I'm confused on how delusional we are. But then I realize it's the same way we are about power, about what's the word I'm looking for? Being racist. You know, I just had an argument before the show with somebody about this whole racist thing. The dictionary has a meaning for it. I know y'all want to change it. Oh, we didn't come up with it, but you use the Queen's English. So if you're gonna use the Queen's English, you're gonna use the Queen's English dictionary. You can't have it both ways. And if that's what you believe, because I had to argue this with a guy, if you truly believe that we have no power, then stop having kids, because now your kids at the mercy of everybody else, because they ain't got no power to do nothing. They got to depend on somebody to let them do something according to what y'all saying, because we ain't got no power. But then y'all just say, we got money, we got this, we got that. What's up, Pink? We got all these things, but we still powerless, but we kings and queens, but we ain't got this. I'm trying to understand this dual world that we live in, where we can't have basic conversation without degradation. Me and Raw don't always agree. Me and Trina don't always agree. Me and my buddy Bill definitely don't always agree. And me and Aaron don't always agree. But we ain't got to get to the point of name calling. And where my other buddy at? Me and Barbara, I think the only thing me and Barbara agree on is her name is Barbara and my name is Darren. I think that's the only thing we've ever truly agreed on. Other than that, everything else is up for fighting. You know, we gonna fight about what time it is, because she in a different time zone. And politics and religion don't have to be so divisive. Everybody can have their opinion, respect the other person's opinion, keep it moving. My little sister Pink, bless her heart. She does what she does in the name of God. And you know what? She understands who I am. I ain't gonna never say nothing to her about her and her beliefs. They help her get through the day. Me and mine help me get through the day. So the fact that we make them so divisive is because we take everything so personal. You know, like that sheep herder thing. If people don't agree with us, then they not woke. But if we agree with somebody else, I'm trying to figure out, and I said this before, at the end of the day, we all follow somebody. None of us are truly independent thinkers. Most of our thoughts are shared by somebody else, except for those of y'all who believe that midget aliens are taking over the Boston Celtics. I ain't heard that one yet, but I'm sure somebody gonna come up with it. But we should be able to have these talks and respectfully disagree, but you get another vantage point, and this is what we gotta pay more attention to. I mean, right now we arguing over, we basing. What's up, Pat? Pat's here, Trin. We debating over this vaccine, whether the coronavirus is a bacteria or a virus. And I'm amazed at all these Facebook college graduates who are now virologists, urologists, PhDs, and got all these degrees on nothing, but they experts on X-Files. Don't even come on TV no more, does it?
It's just in syndication.
It's in syndication. But it's so many conspiracy theories going around. And trust me, I love a good conspiracy theory. But somewhere it's got to make sense. Really, Fontella? Really, Fontella? Fontella says, hello, everyone, and Miss Trina.
Hey, Fontella.
And hold on, but how she get her own, but everybody else is, see, Roy, we're going to start banning some people from the show. Fontella come on time and see how she acts. So Fontella, from now on, you can come at 6:30. You're right, Brian. Some people do really read, and the ones that really read don't come up with the craziest conspiracy theories. And some of us, when we read what we want to.
Actually read conspiracy theories.
Right, yeah. But hey, if you believe in conspiracy theories, your favorite show should be Adam Ruins. That should be your favorite show. And Brian, man, you friends with Dr. Moxie. Who's a doctor? I'm so tired. Y'all gonna keep saying hey to Trina, and I'm just gonna start banning people just like that. Bam, 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 bam.
Hey, y'all.
She ain't even here. That's a recording. What's up, Mark? Uh, but yeah, and the conspiracy theories, the differences of opinion, oh, that's great. But can we just respect each other's opinion, whether they right or wrong? And this is my favorite thing. If you're gonna call somebody wrong, you should have a list of facts as to why you think they're wrong. And if you got facts, then it kind of don't mean you think no more. See, when me and Trina got two differences of opinion, he can't do one yet. I asked him. We've been talking about it. We have to learn what is our feelings and then what's factual, because there's some factual things that all of us don't like. They're still facts. We just don't like them. You know, the fact is marijuana is still illegal in a lot of places. Well, it shouldn't be. That's cute, but factually speaking, it still is. There's no getting around that point. How we feel about it. Hey, Alicia, long time no see. Shalom. We got to accept what's reality, then how we feel about something and where we place it in our world of reality. You know, I asked the guy, why do we call ourselves kings and queens, but then we holler we ain't got no power? And he said, because that's to uplift us. So according to what was said before, if it's to uplift us and it ain't true, don't that mean it's a lie? So a lie to uplift us ain't the same as a lie that's just a basic lie. Because if we kings and queens, then that means we got power. But if we just saying it to make us feel good, then we living in an illusion, which is no different than white people who claim they're not racist because they got black friends. And they mind they not because they got black friends. And we tell them, oh, just because but that's their world. We kings and queens, but we ain't got no power. Just roll with that theory. So when we're doing this and we not having no power, which is always BS to me. I mean, there's some things none of us have power over. Then there's things that some of us have lots of power over. Well, we don't run this, we don't run that. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. Y'all could probably see Russ. I'm just gonna tell him to nod his head. Russ, who got power over my JBN? You or me? Is it you?
That would be me.
So you got power. So I'm just trying to understand. This household, I got power. Trina got power. So now, can we tell the mall what time to open up? No, we can't. But does that mean I don't have no power? No, it just means I understand my locus. I learned that word in management. I got to learn what my span of control is. Because guess what? We got control over what time these kids go to sleep. I'm sorry, we got control over what time these kids go to bed. Can't make them go to sleep. We can make it be dark in the house, though. So when we do certain things, whether it's religion, whether it's politics, facts stay facts, truth stay truth. There's no getting around the fact that 45 is the president of the United States. And if we're United States citizens, whether we like it or not, he is our president. We may not like him, we may not respect him, we may not have voted for him. But guess what? That don't change that nary effect of who the POTUS is. Until June 20th, it's January. I'm sorry. Yeah, help me out with that one. Yeah, it's the blue. I ain't had the blue in a minute. Trina probably put something in it. But it's going to be until January 20th, he is still the POTUS. No matter who you are, what you feel, or what you think, which is why, oh, he ain't my president. What are you? You an alien or something? What's up, sis? He is. And when we start talking about stuff, we can't omit a fact because we don't like the fact. Whether it's politics, whether it's what was the other one you just said, Area? Religion, whether it's body shaming, whatever it is, it's still a fact. And it's like in this new world order, where everybody's so sensitive, where you can't tell nobody the truth, but everybody want honesty. Most of y'all over 35. I'm finna get into the fun portion of the show. Remember when you used to call people ugly because they were ugly? Now you can't even say that no more because you're being insensitive and you're being a bully. Remember when fat people used to be fat and they knew it? Remember when skinny people were skinny and they knew it? Now if you tell somebody they're skinny, you bullying them. So when did honesty cross over to being a bully or to being too harsh. Because unless I missed it, the bulk of the last, what is this, the 21st century, pretty much the whole 21st century, everybody been saying they want complete honesty, unless it's personal. They don't want you to be honest no more. Yeah, and this whole cancel culture, if you ain't got no power, how can you cancel anything? I've been uninvited to so many picnics, but hell, I seen these pictures of people's food and they potato salad. I didn't want to go to the picnic no way. But I was in one group where they took my black card, which I thought was funny, because I actually got a black card and I looked on it. I didn't see nobody's name on there that I knew. But for people who ain't got no power, we show like the exert fake power then, talking about what we gonna do, how we gonna shut this down, how we gonna shut that down, yada yada yada. At some point, reality has to rise to the top. My man Brian is as strange as they come, but the dude is into some deep thoughts sometimes. But he's still strange. Don't get it twisted, Brian. So don't start smiling and think you still twisted. Um, but some of his conversations are thought provoking. A lot of you guys, you post things that are thought provoking, and that's an awesome thing. I will post stuff, and then I will intentionally not make comments because I don't want anybody to take my side. Because I want to know what people are thinking, and we got to understand that it's okay for people to have different thought processes. As Barbara, right? We turn into politically correct wimps. The goal should be for everybody, not blacks, not whites, but for everybody to get to the top. How we get there, everybody got a different route. Trina got her own little thing going. I'm not finna knock her hustle. Her husband got his own little thing going. She shouldn't be knocking my hustle. We don't do things the same way, but the goal is still to get to the top. You know, hell, our goal is to be part of that crew that Biden gonna tax. We want to know what it's like to make $500,000 a year. We willing to pay some extra taxes for that. But you know, so if we got different paths to the same journey, that's not a problem. Me and Barbara can disagree about certain things, but we still trying to make a group of people better. I'm not finna knock her hustle. She not finna knock mine. Anytime you have a single source of failure or one something can disrupt the whole thing, you're setting yourself up for failure. So with that being said, when 2021 hit, because I know y'all can come with these crazy New Year's resolutions, if you don't agree with somebody, this is what we should do. If you don't agree with somebody, ask them. And this is my favorite thing. And I learned this, and it's funny. The people I learned this from are the very people who won't argue anymore because they don't have any more facts. I asked, post a link. Let me read what you read. Don't tell me to research for myself because clearly my search engine ain't coming up with yours. Because I'm thinking some of y'all using the bullshit.com as a search engine. Because when I ask you to post your link, you can't post one. You know, everybody want to tell me what Biden said. I say, you know, post a video where Biden said he was going to raise everybody's taxes. Because I saw the video, and he said he was going to raise tax over everybody that made 400. It's either 400 or 450,000. So when he said 400, I stopped listening. Hell, he could have said $400. That wasn't going to include me. What you say, Roy?
No, I said it was the 450 when I saw.
Yeah, but that's what he said. So, and hell, he got a JoeBiden.com page with all his things that he has planned. Everybody saying, "What's his plan?" He got a whole page up. 45 ain't got one. Well, on 45 page, they listed that they cured coronavirus. So, but that's a whole nother issue. But guess what? It's factual that that's what his page said. And it's also just as factual that was a lot like a lot of other things he said. So when we're going to have these debates, let's know initially whether the debates are emotional, personal, or the factual. Now, if Barbara says she make a better potato pie than Trina, see, that's her opinion. We can't prove that on no factual level other than it's her personal fact. See, those are debates that we're going to disagree with people vehemently, and those are the kind of things that we can disagree about because there is no baseline to determine the truth for it. Shima Yisrael, if you to come to the right page, she said the system is not designed for us all to make it to the top. That's why we need to learn how to put together a system that helps people maintain a respectful, full existence. People should be provided fair wages, have access to healthcare, have access to affordable housing, and have access to education. And this is true. And a lot of people do, though. And this is where some of us have another disconnect. Some people choose not to want those things. Some people, I'm learning, love living above their means and blaming everything on everybody else. Some of us don't want to put in the hard work. That ain't nobody else's fault but ours. And we know that everybody cannot make it to the top because some people don't want to be there. Some people always want to be in government housing. I don't knock them. That's where their comfort is. And sometimes people will do anything they can to stay in their comfort zone. And that's one of the things that we have to learn as a people. We can't make everybody rise up who don't want to rise up, because everybody don't want to be, everybody don't want to have money. Everybody don't want to be rich. What some say, more money, more problem. Barbara said send a PCO pilot her check to see if yours is better than hers. But that's what we got to do. And that was one of the things that I had a hard time with at first. And I got into it with a couple people who said something to the effect that what we got to do is we all got to start our own businesses, and we can't, because we're not all business minded people. We don't all have a business mindset. So telling we should all, if you own your own business, you can control your own income. That's kind of not true. A lot of that is not true. When you open your own business, you even more susceptible to failure because you are the backbone. That requires a lot. I'm gonna let y'all ain't be able to hear Roy, who on my personal page, so y'all need to come to Random Thoughts. But Roy could tell y'all some of the struggles he had to do with my JBN. Getting people, getting sponsors, all that is a process. He needs people to make his process work. So the fact that he owns a business means he's got to grind a little bit harder, a little bit, as the old folks say, a little bit more. He can't just sit back and call in the work and wait. I don't feel like working, I'm gonna take a day off. He don't have that. He don't have that. And too many times we let people give us bad information because it sound good. It sound good for, you can be anything you want to be. I'm going to tell you what I can't be. What's up, Greg? I can't be pregnant. It ain't happening. I don't care what I want to do. There's some things that just ain't going to never happen. You can do it. You know what? I can't be president of the United States. I'm not going to put in the work for it. It ain't going to happen. Now, could I be mayor of my little city? Maybe. Trina threw a little nugget the other day talking about she thinks she'll be a good first lady. I ain't sure she was talking to me or her boyfriend at the time, but I overheard her say. Oh, she wasn't talking to me. She was talking to her boyfriend. But yeah, is being a mayor, is it something I could do? Yeah, if I wanted to put in the hard work. But it's like somebody said, why aren't you an activist? And I say it all the time. Sometimes I don't care about people. So that's not a good activist mentality. Now, when I'm on that horse and I want to be, oh yeah, I can put up a good, strong fight. I got a lot of great ideas. Or at least I think so. But then y'all will do something and I don't give a shit no more. And then all I care about is my household. So I don't put myself into an activist arena because I know that sometimes I'm too easily agitated. And then, I got the whole depression thing. So I got to take care of me first. But these are the things that we keep trying to do when people give you realistic hurdles. Some people say, you're just trying to keep me down. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to give you reality. Where I could tell everybody, man, you could start your own show. No, what you could do is I could do my own podcast without Roy. I don't need Roy for to make it as good as we making this, where we can interact with different people. I need Roy. See, that's the elevation. But if I just wanted to sit in front of my door like I did when most of y'all met me, drink my blue, I need Roy for that. If I just wanted to be a basic podcaster, I could just do what I was doing. But for me to elevate, because Random Thoughts with DVP is still mine. But my JBN is Roy. Roy got me to a bigger audience. Roy got me to a better production. Well, Greg, you're supposed to grind the skeletons down so they don't fall out of the closet. I mean, that's what I saw when I stayed at Holiday Inn Express. I don't know none of this from my personal experience. This is what I heard. Possibilities are, area, you got to have a God-given ability, or you got to be willing to put the work in. That's why so many 50 and 60-year-old rappers, they not good. So, you know, and we can't keep using that special person as the norm, you know, and that's what we do. Michael Jackson went from a big nose Afro child to a pencil nose white woman. Hey, Greg, I'll tell you how to make it happen. I saw what I saw at the Holiday Inn Express. But the thing is yeah, there's certain things that we can do, but we got to be willing to put in the work. We got to have some degree of talent on our own. We got to have some degree of push. Um, See, shameless plug. Shameless plug. See, this is nice. This is for junior alcoholics of recovering so that y'all don't get drunk or y'all can use it in the tub. Trina does these. Guess what? Guess who can't do these? Me. This right here, all the placing of the stones and stuff, man, my arthritis would have kicked in, my OCD would have kicked in, my ADHD would have kicked in. It would have been 3 stones, I would have been drinking. You can get these at Little Things by Khalil if you're interested, along with a song. um, but this is where you have to kind of know where you're at. Mark is an electrician. He didn't wake up. He didn't wake up as an electrician. It's something he had to go to school for. He probably got shocked a couple of times, but it ain't something for everybody to do. Roy, when did you know you wanted to run a radio station?
Oh, while I was working at a radio station, I was actually doing mornings at a radio
So
station.
about how old were you?
24.
Okay, so your whole time in elementary school, when they was asking you what you wanted to be when you grew up, it was never a radio station.
Oh, nothing ever dealing with the media. No,
Right.
I wanted to be a
you know,
lawyer up until the point that up through college, because I was actually planning on going into politics full time.
Okay, so you wanted to be a professional BSer.
No, I wanted to be a statesman. There are
Thing.
differences.
A professional BSer.
No, I wanted that, which is why. See,
Hey.
but that whole point. That's exactly why I ended up not going into it, because I got to college, and I was a political science was one of my majors, and I literally got time. I got the opportunity to spend time at the Capitol around politicians on a day-to-day basis, and was like, I'd be done cuss these people out. I'm not gonna do this. I'm like, because I literally saw deals being made. I saw money changing hands for people's votes. I mean, and I said, until I could do what Ross Perot did and pay for my own campaign, nigga, it wasn't gonna happen, because I was gonna go off on people because of what you said. They professional BSers.
Right, and once you think you want to do something and you get into that arena and you see, then you change your mind. I mean, I tell everybody, I got into being a cop for the dumbest of reasons. It was over a bet. But when I got there, I saw how I could help some of my people, so I stayed and learned the system. But I never took a promotion because I didn't like what you had to do to get a promotion or the things you had to go through. I was cool at my level. Even everybody said, why you don't do this? You know, you got requirements to make captain. I didn't want to be a captain. So no matter how much qualifications I might have had for being a captain, would have took me off the path that I wanted to be on. And that's why sometimes you can't push people to what you want them to be. You have to let them do their own thing. It's okay to give a gentle nudge. Again, Trina was gonna do these glasses. Well, according to her, she wasn't. She just didn't know it. She was supposed to be doing bath bombs or some other craziness, but that's a whole nother story.
Still do bath bombs.
But she needed a gentle push because she was doing them and she didn't realize how good they were until I put them out there and you guys started ordering them. It's a whole different thing. She already had the artistic gene going. She already had the creative gene going. That was already within her. Now, if I try to tell Trina to be a professional boxer, because her dude can fight like a champ, that ain't gonna really work for her. Even though she does have violent tendencies, she's more in the good and slash kind of girl. She's a Viking in training. And if I get her a sword, Trina out there. But if I get her some boxing gloves, she's just gonna look at me like I'm crazy, because you still have to know what people want to do, what they're comfortable with, where they're comfortable progressing, because everybody don't want to progress like we think they should. And we got to accept that and not let it be a point of contention. I mean, Bill is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. I should have sent him a message when they lost to them two sorry teams, but I didn't because he wasn't feeling good. That would have been harassment. Even though I know in this society, Bill ain't soft. Bill talk trash. I like that. Um, but we gotta focus on what's right for us versus what's right for other people, and we can't continue to think that we know other people or what they want or what's best for them. Um, let's see. Shima, who's on the wrong page, said my issues is that I have worked a lot of different types of industries and frankly exploit low income and poorly educated people. Any industry where financial contracts are drawn up. Ooh, just a lot. But Shima, in this world of information, we're 90% of us who got phones got hell now. Anybody who got a phone got a smartphone. Us being ignorant is on us. Us being ignorant is because we don't want to tell people we don't know, so we never get the information. At some point, we can't keep blaming everybody else for something that we choose not to do because we didn't have access. See, I'm 55. I can say I ain't have access to a lot of stuff. But as we talked about earlier with the crime bill, back in the 80s, in the 70s and 80s, the military was taking any and everybody. So everybody had a choice. They didn't want to join the military because they didn't want to, whatever reason they got, they chose to be an oppressor to their own people. A lot of them, not all of them, not even most, but a lot of them chose that. That wasn't because nobody kept them down. That was because they didn't want to. They found it easier to be prey. To be predatory to their own kind. So sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes, yeah, there are things we don't know. But when we don't know, who do we reach out to find them? Do we go to our same uninformed friends so that we can all be uninformed together? It's like when I try to give people legal information because, as I said, I was a cop, I don't know everything, but if you send me something, tell me where you live, I will do the hard work for you. I will look through the same search engine that you could look through to tell you if what you're telling me is legal or illegal. And then people want to tell me, well, so and so and so and so. All I can do is tell you what the law say. That is fact. That ain't have nothing to do with how I feel. When we talk money, and I've done shows about with on finance. Me and Trina talk about finance all the time because she would tell you there's some things she didn't understand. But if she don't tell me she don't understand them, how would I know to bring those conversations up with her? See, at some point, we got to get beyond our ego and let people know what we don't understand and seek out information. Barbara was a wealth of information when we started talking about trying to put together plans of action when things go wrong. But had I not put it out there, ask how we get those done, I would have never do that. That was Barbara's forte. See, we can't continue to be afraid to let people know that we don't know something because we think that somebody's going to take advantage of us. It's hard to take advantage of somebody when you don't know shit. So, and you know, right, Ariel, we keep complaining we ain't got access to this and access to that, but we know that we know how to twerk. That damn sure ain't being taught nowhere. We know how to do these damn board things where we scamming each other. How do we get that knowledge? Because we do the research on that because we like to be lazy. You know, we know when Jordan's coming out. We know when that damn PlayStation 5 was coming out. How do we get all this? So some of this, a lot of these things are on a lot of the people who we're talking about. They want to know what they only want to know what they want to know. They don't want to do the hard work. I said last week, I was watching one of the interviews with Warren Buffett and Jeff Bezos, and they were saying the easiest way to become wealthy, the easiest is to be patient. None of those wealthy guys got wealthy overnight. They put some money somewhere, they let it sit, and bam. In 7, 8, 9, 10, 15 years, the money was there. But we can't let money sit for 2 weeks.
That's our problem.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's our problem. We always want something quick, and that's what cost us.
That's why flipping is so big in our community. People, let me flip this money. Let me flip this money.
Right.
So,
and if we listen, even to Master P, How did he come into his? Life insurance. When I ask people about life insurance, especially people of color, we don't want to get life insurance because we don't care about our kids. Or you want to get that little bare basic minimum bullshit that's $5,000. Ain't no head start with $5,000, ladies and gentlemen. Not because you know what your kids gonna do. They're gonna have a soft spot. They're gonna want to do this funeral. They're going to have a casket, all this other unnecessary stuff that's going to wipe out the $5,000. Now, if they was about that business, they go ahead and what's the word when they burn you?
Cremation, $700. Bam, bam.
Damn, cremation, $700.
I done told my people don't put no money in the dirt. Don't do it.
So if you gonna just leave them $5,000 on the BS life insurance policy, tell them to cremate you. And keep the 4250 because they can go on and tip the cremation people. You know you ain't supposed to tip them because that's all part of it. But that's it. I think run ad in the paper is like $12 or $20, something like that. That's it. But we so busy in the wanting pomp and circumstance and hey, Mother Showers, how are you? We so busy into wanting all this show for everybody else that we don't think about nobody else. And as Ariel said, she on it today. Ignorance is free. Ignorance is free all day, every day. But it's going to cost us. Education costs us, but it will free us. And the resources now, it's too easy to look up anything. You can just reach over to Google and ask a quick question, and Google will give you some quick information. Now, if you ain't got a Google app or whatever, I don't know what to tell you. Because I'm looking at all this stuff. And this is my thing. If you're on Facebook, you got access to all of that because that requires an internet connection. And the people on Facebook, and I'm proud to say this, it ain't the bulk of them because normally it's the same lower 10% of the people who always making these complaints. And you know, at some point, we all get tired of trying to help them when they ain't doing nothing for. They come up is to keep asking other people for money. They come up is I got this plan. Let me see your plan. They ain't got a business plan. But how you gonna do business without a business plan? That's one of the primary things that you need. You need to know where you headed. I just do it as I go. Well, that's not a business plan. That's hoping and praying like a mudchucker. You gotta have a system in place. How you gonna get your clients? Who are your clients? You know, and I can use Trina because she's right here. One of the things we talked about when she was doing the glasses, some of them she wasn't feeling like that. And the next thing you know, she done sold 10 or 15 on. Because it ain't about what you like. It's about what your customers want. You know, me and Roy had this conversation 3 or 4 shows ago. This is an unapologetically black network. But Roy will let anybody do a show. Now, once Roy blow up, Roy gonna be a whole lot more discreet. But right now, I ain't gonna say just anybody. But as when we did the example, if the if the Proud Boys offer $5,000 for this slot, Roy gonna say, hey man, I need to do this. That's business. That ain't personal. I can't be like, Roy, man, we go back 10 years, you're gonna really sell me out for $5,000? Cause that's dumb. I hate when people try to use that analogy because at the end of the day, money still make the world go round. Guess what Roy got to do? Roy got rent, Roy got equipment, Roy got a ton of stuff he need to pay for. Oh yeah, but that quick, and it's so funny, this is what I love to hear us say, you know, that quick money costs you, but why you always trying to make it then? If you know that quick money costs you in the long run, why you always trying to hustle people out of it? If you know it's going to cost you in the long run. And the truth be told, sometimes quick money is the best money because you need it for real. It's you at emergency status, and most of us don't hit that once or twice. Some of us don't hit it on a regular basis. But, you know, let's stop being so, taking everybody else's situation so personal. It's their situation. If it affect them, offer whatever help you can, your words of wisdom. If they like it, fine. If they don't, fine. Because the one something that you can't keep doing, you know, I think Trina got mad at me the other day because she asked me a question and I turned around and asked her back because I couldn't answer the question for her about her business. Because I can be looking at one something, she can be looking at one something. I need to know what you're thinking first. Say it again. She always talking because she got the free seat over there. I'm gonna start charging for these seats. But when people ask you questions, me and Roy, we debate about my JBN. But guess what? My JBN is Roy's baby. I can't tell Roy what decision he should make. I can give my thoughts on what he tells me he wants to do, but at the end of the day, ain't but one somebody got to live with every one of Roy's decisions. That's Roy. What's up, Vera? You know you're on the wrong page. You're supposed to be on Random Thoughts with DVP. Let me put that link up there for y'all because y'all cheat me. But yeah, when we're debating, we got to understand what's factual and what's preferential or what's just pure foolishness. Because at the end of the day, I don't think any of us have ever not done something knowingly foolish. But that's what we want to do. As my dad would say, sometimes you got to do what make you feel better, not what's right. You just got to do what make you feel better. But you know what? After you do that, you got to live with that decision. And that's one of the things I understood, because every decision I made was not the best decision overall. But it did make me feel better. So guess what? I did it. Can't get mad at nothing that happened after that, because when I made that decision, I knew why I made the decision. It was because I wanted to feel better. I didn't care about what was going to come of it. That was not my issue. And that's where we got to go. You know, me and Ariel, as a matter of fact, Roy, you see Ariel, she came a week late. She didn't want to come when we was talking about talking about that scenario. She know what she was doing. Because I tagged her to make sure she came to the show. She thinks she's slick. But even with that, we all had differences of opinion, and we had strong differences. But you know, at the end of the day, who would make right and who would make wrong? Nobody. Because everything that we were doing was opinion-based. That's all. We based it on our life experiences. We based it on our perception. Because that's all we could do it on. We based it on the facts of the scenario, but it was still opinion-based. Because factually speaking, they were our opinions. What I would do, what you should do, what you ought to do. Because we don't know what we'll do until we get put in this situation. Because if we were being honest, I bet most of us have done a lot of things that we laugh about in hindsight. Because it's like, damn, if somebody would have asked me would I have done that, I would have been like, hell no. If somebody would have asked me 10 years ago, would I ever be doing a podcast or a radio show, I would have laughed. Hell, I laughed when Roy said it. I laugh every time I look up and see the thing saying Random Thoughts got a show coming up in an hour. I still laugh because I still can't believe I'm doing this. It wasn't a damn life plan of mine. But as Roy said, at 24, once he was 24 that he knew he was going to be in radio. But that's what he wanted to do, because your experiences tell you one something. He wanted to do something. He got experience with something else. Bam, change your heart, change your mind. Didn't change who he was, just change his focus. He might have been a great politician. Hell, he might have been a shitty politician. Don't nobody know. We all know what we think of ourselves, and everybody see themselves always succeeding. But if we're honest, sometimes you got to know when you're over your head. Sometimes you got to know these things, and you got to be honest with yourself. We talked a couple of years ago about preferences and priorities. You got to do the same thing in your business and professional world. What do you prefer? What are your priorities? You can't mix the two. One is a want, one is a need. I want to do this, I want to do that. Those are preferences. Your needs are priorities. I have to do this, I have to do that. At the end of the day, rent got to be paid. So if I'm doing something that I like that ain't paying rent, guess where it falls? It falls to the wayside. That's why you got these 60-year-old rappers. And you got these women who mad at them because they trying to make that a priority. They making no money off of it. Oh, that's my dream. You dream when all your other shit taken care of.
Or you deal with the consequences and repercussions of what that dream decides.
Exactly. And then that's when you get into the, I ain't never have a chance to do this. Yes, you did. You just chose not to. Because see, some of us grew up working 3 or 4 jobs. Some of us grew up doing a lot of different things. Or as my dad used to always tell me, do what you have to so that you can do what you want to. And it took me a minute to understand what he was saying. But as I got older, I got it. You work a job. You don't have to like your job, but you got to pay off your mandatory things in life, your rent, food, stuff like that. You do that. Once you save up some money by not trying to keep up with the Joneses, you can do what you want to. But initially, most of us have to do what we have to, which is why I don't knock people who choose professions. I don't knock dope boys because some of them are doing it for basic survival. But if you're making all this money you claiming, then at some point you need to stop because you're preying on your own community. You know, people look at strippers all funny, but you know, when your kids are hungry and all you got is a great body, and you can use that great body to go out and make $250, and that's all you gotta do is be naked, the same shit you do anyway for free. I'm not finna knock that hustle. I'm not finna knock that hustle. Is it something I would do? I ain't a girl, but shit, I seen how y'all girls be at them little stripper parties. If I thought I could make $300 being a Chippendale for dance for 40, 50 minutes, you damn right I would do that. $300 for an hour and a half of work. You do the quick math on that. You do the quick math on that. You work 5-6 nights a month. You at $1,800. For how many hours? 6 hours, maybe 10. But everybody love to say, oh, I would never do that. But that's because you ain't never been put in that position. When you're in a position of where you need something and it's pressing you, you'll find out what you will and won't do. You'll find out where the rubber meet the road. Because we love to say what we won't do when we're comfortable. Oh, I would never do this. Oh, I would never do that. Ask grown people who steal why they end up stealing. Because they were hungry, they didn't have the money, and they were too proud to ask somebody. So they went to the store and they tried to steal some candy or this and that. It happens a lot of times. That's that pride and that not prioritizing. I ain't judging you, but you got to understand what it is. Because your pride won't let you do so. Oh, I'll never work at Burger King. Why? Oh, it ain't gonna never get that bad. And when they get that bad, you sit around begging. Burger King still hiring. No, I can't work at Burger King. Why? Man, that's beneath me. But being broke, hungry, and poor ain't. I'm confused on how you just push that narrative. But it ain't beneath you to get my money, but you don't want to work for yours. See, I'm confused on how that theory works. And we love to blame the government or whoever else. Why? A tale of two men. And just because I can do this. Me and Roy are almost the same age. I got him by a couple of years. Roy went to college. I didn't want to go to school. I didn't want to do the debt. Even though I had a scholarship, I didn't like the whole thought process. And in my mind, we were poor. I joined the military. It allowed me to make money. It allowed me to send money home. It allowed me to travel. Guess what I ended up with? I ended up without any college debt. Roy went to college. Two different mindsets, but hey, Roy might have been great at the military. I might have been great at the college. Who knows? But we got to deal with what our decisions were at the time. Two different ways to go. But guess what? At the end of the day, neither one of us chose to stay in a life of crime. See, that was a decision. We could have sat back and talked about the community we were raised in. Because me and Roy didn't come from, we didn't have silver spoon. We had stainless steel. We had the big wooden spoon and fork on our wall. We was poor like everybody else. What's up, Bill? But at some point, you got to take responsibility for the decisions you make, right, wrong, and different, and let people do the same. If you want to support Trump, hey, man, I don't have a problem with that as long as you can justify why you support it. Because Trump, and I used to be a Republican. Trump or the Republican Party may stand for some things that you like. Don't let nobody punk you out of that. Because there's a bunch of shitty Democrats. You may be a part of the Democratic Party. Understand what it is you're joining and why. And then be able to defend that. You don't have to defend everybody else who's a Democrat or Republican, because there are some good Republicans out there. Don't get it twisted. The POTUS just ain't one of them. Except now we all love them because they want to give up $2,000. Oh, isn't that special? If he'd have said this, hell, if he'd have said this 6 weeks ago, he might have won the election. Uh, but just understand and do what you do and know why you're doing it. Because nothing is wrong with your choices unless they're illegal. Feloniously illegal. Make them, stand by them. What's up? Hey, man, you know you're on the wrong page. I see your picture up there. How the girls doing? Because I told you I was going to shout you out. There you go. What's up, Ricky? I told you I was going to shout you out the next time I saw you on her. Rick is one of the people who listen to the show, and he don't ever speak, so I had to talk bad about him because he was acting up. How are Erica and Vanity? And Ricky, come to the random thought page. Right, strippers got to pay rent. They fudge on their taxes, but that's a whole nother story. But hey, they ain't doing nothing illegal. They making money. Why are we judging them? Oh, I would never do that. Very few of y'all are virgins. That's all I'm gonna say. So if you done took your clothes off before, what's wrong with taking them off for money? And I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean no disrespect to nobody, but some of y'all realize if y'all took y'all clothes off for money, you're gonna be extra broke and extra hungry. Hey, that's a whole other subject. Because, hey, anyway, let me get a sip of my blue. So for those of y'all that's new, who don't understand how the blue works, the blue is my adult beverage. That's what you're supposed to have when you watch the show. The blue is like a true serum or my rejuvenation. If you like what I'm saying, if you like the way the subject going, if you like the show, you say blue and I have a sip. Understand this, people. This is an adult drink. It's supposed to last me 2 hours. Don't be trying to get me leaning in the first 45 minutes. And then Roy got to put up captions of what I'm saying because everything coming out slurred. It's not how this is supposed to work. All right. So I just want to get that out. It's 6:53. We're finna go into the second hour and the second topic. But
so we're gonna take a break.
Yeah. That didn't even sound like a question, but see I roll with it. I was like, yep. I know what I'm being told some shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, see, the boss said we finna take a break. He just phrased it semi-nicely, but I understood. But we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come up with this second scenario. But before we take that break, again, like I say, politics, religion, sex, whatever it is, understand that we all got differences of opinion. As long as it ain't illegal or bothering you or your family, let people have their own thought process. Let people do what works best for them. It don't have to work for me. It ain't got to work for me. It just can't affect my household. The people next door want to listen to Caribbean music. They drive me crazy, but it don't affect nothing over here. No, it ain't Jesus for the area. So on that, we're gonna take a quick break, and I'm gonna let Roy do his thing. Get these advertisers. Hey, if y'all want to advertise,
let me ask you a question. Yeah, let me ask you. Do you want to at least lead in and give people a little time to think about your question before we go to break? So like lead in, discuss it, or you want to just do it all at once?
Oh no, I ain't giving them no tips.
No. Okay. All right.
All right, we'll be right back.
Let's face it, shopping for insurance can be time consuming. That's why when it comes to your auto, home, and life insurance needs, make things simple and trust the experts at Allstate. They will help you get the coverage that fits your needs while helping you bundle your life, home, and auto policies. Bundling saves you money, sure, but it also saves you time, so you can enjoy the things that matter most even more. Contact me, Tammy Haynes, your local agent, for a free personalized insurance quote. Allstate, are you in good hands?
Are you hungry for authentic Caribbean food? Like jerk chicken, oxtail, red snapper, shrimp, tofu, and rasta pasta? Well, find your way over to Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock in downtown Atlanta.
Them belly full, but we hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, open daily from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And on Friday and Saturday, we're open till 4 a.m.
Come to Mango's and put some spice in your life.
So we've got a good thing going.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant, 180 Auburn Avenue, right next to Royal Peacock
in downtown Atlanta.
For more info or directions, call 404 698-3992.
Or log on to mangoscaribbeanrestaurant.com.
For instant coupons, text MANGOS to 313131.
Tell your mama hungry, papa hungry, brother hungry.
Mango's Caribbean Restaurant.
Authentic Caribbean cuisines.
Open up the door, tell your mama hungry.
Majesty is a premium health and wellness tea line focused on bringing delicious yet healthy tea blends to the community. Filled with an abundance of vitamins and antioxidants, we work to blend teas with exotic spices and fruits to produce scrumptious and wholesome beverages. So check us out at mymajesties.com. That's MyMajesties.com. My Majesties, an Urban Passport member.
Now, you can live in Texas and not have a good red meat blend. Texas Cowboy Dust is designed for steak and other red meats. It's out to be my most popular spice blend, made with onions, peppers, ground mushrooms, pink salt, and other spices. Texas Cowboy Dust also goes great with chicken, pork, vegetables, and adds a restaurant quality sheen to gravies and sauces.
It's like a loop machine. All around town, people trying to get down.
Vanilla smoked sea salt seasoning is for seafood. The tarragon and fennel bring out the natural sweetness in seafood. I also use it in rice dishes, on yams, asparagus, blueberry pancakes, and believe it or not, chocolate chip cookies. Vanilla smoked sea salt adds a salty and savory component to sweet dishes that create a symphony for the tongue.
Have you had your Earth Blend coffee today? At Earth Blend Coffee, we take pride in offering you the very best of beans across the world, blended and roasted to perfection, giving you superior quality and satisfying and flavorful taste. Experience the world in one cup with Earth Blend Coffee.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter.
Well, as I thought, we were in the process of introducing one of our new sponsors before Darren comes back in. We'd like to say hello and thank you to Melanin Beauty Supply Distribution Suppliers. Make sure that just posted their link in the chat. Go shout them out. We know who that is, D, right?
We do. That's my buddy, CB.
So,
welcome to the team. Welcome to the team.
Go check out her page. Like I said, it's in the link, so you can go. Lee, stop talking about me and my breathing. I know I need a CPAP machine. I'm wide awake. I am not asleep.
You being harassed like the host. Hey, man.
Look,
that's what we got to do.
They be getting me.
Right. So, I'm gonna just give y'all a quick little setup. And then we're gonna post the thing so we can have a quick little conversation about it. And Lee, you did not get deleted. You just remember, Lee, me and you share a couple of groups together, so you put it in another group. But as we go into 2021, and we got a vaccine for the coronavirus, and we're gonna get, I know some of y'all are relationship starved. I know this. Some of us have been relationship cheating. Y'all done got in a relationship because of, the quarantines and the lack of access to a lot of things. A lot of us have made foolish decisions because of the situation, which, honestly speaking, I get it. If I wasn't living with my woman, if I was still single, I would guarantee you, I probably would have been one of them people that would have been making foolish decisions because, as we discussed earlier, most of us need human interaction. Most of us need human touch. You know, Zoom is great, FaceTime is great, but most of us need to touch. That's just a basic human need. And, you know, that's why it's always fun when I hear people say, well, I did everything right. And I would bet there's nobody or very few of us who could swear they followed all the quarantine protocols. Well, they ain't did nothing to step on the other side, whether it was for 2 minutes or 20 minutes or a whole overnight stay. Most of us we done broke quarantine in some kind of way because it's hard being away from people, especially when you know they are right there. It ain't like you went to the moon and there's nobody to be around. These people were still as close as they've ever been. You just had to make some decisions. And again, we don't always make the best decisions under stress. And this pandemic taught us that, whether we want to accept it or not. A lot of us made decisions that pre-pandemic we wouldn't have made. We done seen people that we normally wouldn't have seen. We done backslid with some people that we knew we should have left alone, but we felt like they were safe. Whatever. Ain't nobody got time to judge you for that. You know, life is life. You can spend your life analyzing what you did, or you can spend your life living it. Sometimes you just gotta live it. Whatever happened, happened. One of the things the old men I grew up with used to always tell me, young fella, don't be like us talking about if I coulda, woulda, shoulda. If you get a chance to do something, if it ain't get you 5 years in the penitentiary, go on and try it once or twice. You know, don't be over here like us lying, playing checkers, talking about, oh, I should have did this, I could have did that. So that's pretty much what I like to live by a lot of times. I'd be like, shit, can I get 5 years for this? And the answer is no. I'm like, shit, I may have to try this. All right. So with that being said, we're going to jump on into this relationship topic because I figure I post this in quite a few places and the responses were very interesting. So we'll go ahead and post the scenario up. And this is for couples who basically live together. You got a couple, and then you have the girl.
You want me to read it?
I didn't see it. I see it now over there on the other side. I was waiting for, one side is quicker than the other side. Oh, okay. Paul and Tish have been married for 7 years. Tish is excited that this summer her best cousin Maria is coming for 2 weeks to visit. The day before Maria arrives, Tish's job moves her to the night shift. Tish tells Maria she needs to get a hotel for her visit or cancel her trip because she can't stay alone at night with her husband. The question is Tish being smart or non-trusting and insecure? And you know, there's pictures with it. It really don't mean a whole lot. But the scenario is what we're talking about. And I looked at some of the different answers, and I get how you can get she being smart. I get how you could figure she's being non-trusting and insecure. So before I give mine, I'm gonna let my super duper producer tell me what he think about the whole situation first.
Well, the first problem she gonna have personally is if either one of them wanted to cheat, it don't matter whether or not she on the night shift or she in the morning shift. At some point she ain't gonna be home. But you know, we don't know. She might know her cousin. That may be her best cousin. It may be her favorite cousin. But her cousin may be a hoe, or she could know that her husband's a hoe. You know, and she don't want to put her husband could be a hoe, and her cousin could be susceptible to hoes. It is what it is. I don't know if I can say she's being non-trusting or not. I think it's her knowing the people in her life. That's what I personally think. Somebody, one of them two, they not stable in the sense of either staying faithful or not sleeping with somebody else's person.
And I saw that. But at some point, what do you tempt fate? Because, and I'm gonna just tell you from our perspective, one, ain't nobody staying with us for 2 weeks unless it's immediate family. And for the opposite sex, no. Trina's brothers can come stay with us. My sisters can come stay with us. But but ain't nobody come stay with us for 2 weeks. To me, that's just too long. If it's an overnight visit because of whatever, that's fine. And I don't think, because you just never know what people will do. I don't care how well you know people. It's one of them things about what would you do if you're not in that situation. You really don't know. Her being switched to nights. I don't even know what her job had to do with it, first of all, in my opinion. But if we stick with the basic question, is she being insecure? Put it back up again, Roy. I forgot the 2 questions. Is she being insecure, or is she being, what was it? Is she being smart?
Non-trusting. Is
she being smart or non-trusting,
trusting,
insecure?
Right.
And it's one of them things where, can 2 things be possible at the same time? She could be being all 3.
Yeah.
But, and this is one of those things where, when we talk, if you talk a good game about your mate, and somebody else ain't got a good partner, temptation is what it is. And I think at this age, I would say we've all found an attraction to somebody that we spent too much time with, that initially at first glance we didn't think nothing was there, but as you get to know people and talk to them, you can build an attraction, and shit happens. And people say, oh, you got control over this, you got control over that. It's cute to say this, it's cute to say it, but you don't always have control. Sometimes shit just happens. Sometimes the moon is aligned just right, and it shines through the window, you get blinded. The next thing you know, you have an Amari Povich moment. And I ain't making no excuses, but I hate when people keep saying that we got control over everything. We don't. I ain't going to tell them to call on them out. But Roy ain't finna sit here and tell me he's never made a bad decision knowingly. I ain't finna sit here and tell you I ain't never made a bad decision knowingly. It may have been after the fact, but I still knew at that moment it wasn't finna be one of my better decision-making moments, because sometimes it just happen. Harry say, if Maria had if she had big basketball titties. But you got to know that's what your man like. See, if he don't like that, then that may not be it. And I think sometimes we get caught up in the body type when it's nothing more than you getting to know people. I can sit here and tell you, I knew girls who, when I first saw them, I thought they were unattractive. But after having to spend time with them, she ain't that bad. She's kind of cute, because I got to know her more, and her charm or whatever, it negated some of her negatives. And it happens, whether we are just talking and chilling, because this is one of the things where if she works at night, what's he supposed to do? Because now technically the husband theoretically is a prisoner in his own room, and if it's your best cousin, you kind of want them to interact, but you at work, they both up, so if they want to watch TV, and God forbid if he get hungry in the middle of the night, he can't leave out now because she in the living room watching TV. So then what? They just sit down and start talking. It could start off so innocent. He could just be asking questions about how you grew up, telling you things, and one thing leads to another. All it takes is one hand on the leg for you to slap somebody because something was funny, and it touch on the leg, then that spark hits you. So I see all the different sides. So
actually, you know what? Even worse than that, what would really probably set her off is if she get home at 6 a.m. and they sitting up there laughing and giggling and be like, "Oh, damn, I didn't even realize what time it was."
Right, and it was totally innocent, but perception is reality. So, I meant to tag Ariel on that one because I didn't know she was going to show up there because she ran from the last one. But, Rock, can you put it up again? Ladies and gentlemen, tell me what y'all think about the scenario, because I know y'all can see it. So tell me what y'all think. Is she being smart? Is she being insecure? Is she being untrusting? Like I say, it's just too many different ways. And I can say, cause me and Trina have had this discussion. That's one of the things I think you should always discuss if you're going to have somebody come over to your house. Now, see, my mama could come and stay. Trina mama could come and stay. But my brothers, no. Her brothers, no. I mean, we've had these conversations. We'll pay for them to stay in the room, but especially we talking 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That invitation to stay at the house wouldn't have been. Let's see. Lee says I've been a visitor for like a week, and I've been treated like something could happen. But my cousin, and I treated like a trusted friend by my friend. Either way, I could always be trusted no matter how they felt. Hey, what's up, Yolanda? Yeah, and like I said, I personally, at the end of the day, I believe this was a good decision. I would have never made the decision. I don't think we would have made the decision for her to be able to stay here anyway. That's just not a good look. It doesn't matter when she's working, because as Roy said, they could cheat any time. Because if she's just there visiting, if she want to do something and she visiting, if you at work, ain't she gonna call me and say, hey, I want to go do this, can you come take me? And would you have a problem with them hanging out together without you? If they just want to go to what's the 2 for $20 to play Applebee's and get something because she hungry now, would that be a problem? Oh, if she at a hotel, he gonna know what hotel she at, chances are. So if they gonna do something, they gonna still do something. So it's one of those things where you just gotta look at it. I don't think it means she don't trust him or her. She's taking fate and temptation out of the picture. That's all she doing, in my opinion. Like, I spent the night at my brother's house. I slept in the basement. I pretty much went over there at 10 o'clock. I went straight to the basement. There's a bathroom down there. I had my food with me. I stayed at 7 in the morning till we left. I never left that basement. And I felt uncomfortable. And it's my brother. But I understand the dynamics. Had it not been for the situation going in, I would have chosen to stay at a hotel. But at that time, everything that was going on, it wasn't my financial interest to stay at a hotel for what I needed to do. It was easier for both of us because I needed something from him. It was easy for us to get started right away. But yeah, as a general rule, nah, it just ain't happening. You know, when I had my own place, if Roy needs somewhere to stay for a couple of weeks, I might let Roy stay for a couple of weeks. He can't stay with us for a couple of weeks now. Roy, my boy. But now I live in a house with my woman and 2 girls. So pretty much any man is off limits unless it's Trina's brother. You know, we talked about whether or not my sons could come stay. And, you know, she's cool with my sons. The girls are cool with my son. But even, you know, and that's just probably as far as I'm willing to push it, is my sons. No brothers, no cousins, no uncles, none of that. But again, it's something we've discussed. So it ain't like we finna go into, oh, you don't trust this. It ain't about trust. It's about mutual respect and not putting the challenge out there. Do I believe she gonna do anything? Of course not. If I believe that, then somebody said I shouldn't have been with her in the first place. But again, I do know that we don't make all our decisions ourselves. Some decisions we make, they're opportunistic decisions, and everybody that's over 7 has done this more than once, made a bad decision. So why even put a bad decision in the equation? Why put it? Oh, Maria know better. Based on what? When was Maria ever put in a situation where Maria had a chance to make a pass at a good dude? We don't know. When was your husband ever put in a situation where, and we're going to say he liked Maria's type.
We're Jessica Rabbit.
Was there in his face and you weren't. What's up, Latanya Michelle? So, and these are the things. Why even put him in that situation? Why? Just I want to test him. What the rabbit say? Silly games are for tricks or some shit?
Tricks are for kids.
Tricks are for kids. Stop playing silly games with your relationship. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's one of the things we talk about. We feel like we can trust. we feel like we can trust, and we want that trust not to be violated. But sometimes it's up to us not to put that trust in a violatable position. We're still human. We still all have our weaknesses and frailties. And like I say, who is it among us that can say they've never made a bad decision for purely personal reasons, for personal gain and profit? Who can say, and it's probably a few of us, who can say that we've never risked something good for something foolish? And it don't have to be a woman. It can be anything. It can be a job. It can be a power move. It can be whatever.
That
But
one
at
I can
some
say.
point, what?
Yeah, I
Never
don't.
made a fool.
Yeah, I don't make risky decisions. I'm more conservative than people think I am. So that last one that you said, like I've never went and risked something where I would lose something major that I had in my life. I've never done that before. I'd be like, oh hell no, shit too hard to get. So
So
keep talking.
yeah, I can say I've done it professionally. I told you I took chances as a cop that, in hindsight, I should have never taken. I put other people at risk because I felt like I could do something, and I didn't take in. Well, I did take in consideration. Hey, what's going on? Hey, Miss Barbara, how you doing? I didn't take. I thought I was better than this. So shit just happens sometimes, and we can't just keep passing off as, oh, I trust this person not to do this, and I trust this person not to do that. And Roy gave the best scenario. What if you come home and you see them um, in the living room watching TV or something? But more importantly, what if? What if you come home, and we're gonna use men right now. What if she pushing up on you? See, now you put the wife in an uncomfortable position because the wife don't know who to believe. The wife, because of course she gonna tell her cousin something different. And this is one of them situations that why even put yourself in it? Why am I staying here? Because suppose she do try to push up on me, and Roy the white lighter. But Roy, you staying at a friend's house because you the dude that can be trusted. You ain't gonna ruin the friendship. But what you gonna do when his woman start trying to hit at you? Where you gonna run to? Oh, he probably had to walk off. But where you gonna run to?
What you said? I missed it.
If you go over to stay over a friend's house and he married and he go to work or whatever, because he trusts you, Roy ain't gonna do nothing. But his wife started trying to push up on you.
Oh, it's time to leave. Think I'm out. Deuces.
Right.
First sign she make.
But in the meantime, in between time, when she come and bum rush you, what you gonna do?
Get the hell out of. Yes, I can.
Cause then she gonna swear you pushed her. So now you in a position where you.
And I'm gonna be like, you damn right I pushed her, bro, cause she came running up on me.
You right, but you know that ain't gonna be her story. She gonna say,
oh no, it ain't.
So now Roy in a position that he should have never been in because she was aggressive. Cause she knows she got the upper hand, and Roy knows she got the upper hand because if Roy push her, and we're gonna just use me and Trina in this situation. If Roy push her and Trina called me and be like, "Your boy pushed me. He tried to run up on me, and then when I turned him, I told him no. So now me and Roy got a beef. So Roy can't win. And if Roy called me and said, "Hey man, Roy done locked himself in the bathroom, saying, 'Hey man, you need to come home. Your wife going crazy. She trying to get at me.'" And when I call her, she gonna like, "Nah, he trying to be slick. This is what he was doing. So he trying to, because he knew I was finna call and tell you." And it's a position that don't nobody need to be in.
That's why I'm leaving the house. I'll be like, "Yo, look here, I'm out."
I'm saying, but when she bum rush, you can't just up and leave. You gonna have to put hands on.
I played football. She get one of them stiff on like, "Ha!" and get back.
You gotta know it's coming. You gonna just be sitting there chilling. And next thing you know, she gonna just try to get one on your neck, and that's what. But I'm saying, that's why you just take that out the equation. Like I said, we good. I can go to the strip club and ain't no issues or none of that. But that's different than having somebody live in your house.
Right.
Harry says, "I would never let a male cousin stay in my house with my daughter while I'm working at night." So it's not about jealousy or trust. It's about and that's all it is. Because you want it not only for your house, you want it for your daughter. Because as I started off saying, if let's just say Trina had company, one of her female cousins, theoretically, because my other wife did this and I hated it, because now I'm locked in the room. I can't go to the kitchen to get nothing to eat because I don't want to walk into her. But as long as I stay in that room with the door locked, I'm good to go. Because when she came home, she's like, why the door locked? I said, because I don't want no shit. Oh, you don't trust her? I do. Because the door locked. I trust everybody with that door locked. So shit, it worked for me. But it sucked that I couldn't go for my midnight snack because I didn't want no interaction. And my second wife had a friend I just totally did not trust, and I told her I didn't trust this woman. Oh, she ain't gonna do nothing. My mama even noticed how this woman was looking at me. Every time this woman look at me, I'm naked. Every time. She made me extra nervous.
Now, see, that was your lady fault. Because the first time you told her that, she should have knew something was up. Because I had that situation with my ex-wife, her best friend, and I used to tell her, I'd be like, "Yo, you need to watch what you're telling your friend, because I'm starting to get a very uncomfortable vibe around her when she come around." And she was just like, "Oh no, she ain't gonna do nothing. You know, she would never do nothing. She just, just conversation." And all of us was at the house one night. Now here's the funny part. All of us was at the house one night, and my wife went in the kitchen to make something, so she got up and went with her. Her friend gonna come back out and gonna say, "Hey Roy, would you like a sandwich? I've been watching how she makes it. I know how you like it." And I stopped and did just like that. I was like, "Excuse me?" And I looked at my wife like, "What the hell I've been telling you?" Right. So I'm like, "Yo, you better watch it. You got to know what the deal is with people."
And that's the thing, cause like I say,
what the hell did happen?
So you did see that?
What did I see?
You see it said video ended.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. Yeah, that's interesting. Well, yeah, that's shit. Hold on, let me go back to the page. Yeah, the shit just like stopped all of a sudden.
So, but
yeah,
you can't keep tempting fate.
I'm gonna go ahead and
everybody's gonna do the right thing.
I'm gonna just start it back up again. I'm gonna do another one.
Okay.
Cause yeah, it just stopped. I mean, yeah, we're not on right now, so it's just me and you. But
and my page. So.
Oh yeah, you on your other page. That's right.
Yeah, but when you can't just let anybody come into your household, especially a member of the opposite sex. And hell, it's the 21st century. You can't let nobody come in. It's too much same-sex stuff going on. So it ain't even about heterosexual relationships no more. It's just, why even tempt fate? Why even tempt fate? And you got to know so much about people, so much. And as a matter of fact, Roy, you want to just let that be that, and then just wait till next week?
Oh well, we back.
On the same one or a different one?
It's gonna be a different one because that actually ended.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, if you want to close it off, yeah, people are saying, they're seeing the post. I wonder if they'll see the new live video, because I don't know.
We having technical difficulties on the show page.
Yeah, Facebook did what it wanted to do. That wasn't I literally didn't touch nothing.
Yeah, because how do I even get to the new one?
It's actually back on the page. We back. They go at least starting to pull. Yeah, people coming in now. You good?
Okay, I guess I gotta find it. You said it's on the page?
It should be, yeah.
Let me go to the home page. So I guess y'all can see me. I'm trying to find the home page so I can find y'all back.
Mr. Moore, no, there would not be any bootleg stuff. That was something that Facebook decided they were going to do. So, now, to be clear, if you had been watching via the app, that is the Jericho Broadcast Network's app, you wouldn't have had any of those Facebook issues. So, yes, we'll let you know that, bro. Did you find it?
Nope. Okay.
I'm tagging you. I'm tagging you now.
Okay, I think. Okay, any of those I got it.
So. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Did Ernest start talking about bootleg? Really? Really, Ernest?
Yeah, man.
Okay, put Ernest just joined. Let me hear what the future gents of America got to say. Put it back up one more time for me, Roy. And like I said, to me, it's not about whether you trust them. It's just about tempting fate. You know, when hell, I got a gun most of the time. Does it mean I walk around with money in my pocket? I mean, money in my hand to flex on people so they can see I got money? No. Why tempt? Why tempt fate? Why tempt it? Discretion is the better part of valor. If you got something nice, protect it. Um, Depending on what you like, so people who know me know what I like. Whatever. Tish is more my type from just a quick picture, but that has nothing to do with it. As we get to know people and we get comfortable with them, people take on a different level of attraction, and things just happen. So, Ernest, look at that post right quick. You see it? Is Tish being smart or non-trusting and insecure? He probably thinking about it, and as Roy said, at a point, when you're older and wiser, and because the age ain't in this. The older you get, the less bad decisions you make about sex. The younger you are, the more bad decisions you make about sex. Because when prior to being 30, and I'm just using the generalization, most of us we just raising hormones. As you get older, you still want good sex. You just don't want it all the time. When I was in the military, hell, if they want to win a war, all they got to do is ask about sex. The question was not posed which way, Lee. So we'd have lost wars if sex would have been an option. But as I got older, like I say, we still want good sex. It's just not number 1, 2, and 4 on your list, because 3 is money. But yeah, why put all that out there? Lee's in Texas. If Lee came to Georgia, me and Trina want to meet her. Lee seems like a great girl. We ain't gonna let Lee stay at the house. It ain't because we don't trust Lee. It ain't because we don't trust me. It's just watch him fate. And not to mention that we slightly on the antisocial side. We don't do a lot of visitors. No way. Hell, if the kids didn't live here, I wouldn't let them visit either. What's up, Crystal? Y'all got that? Y'all got the tequila and tacos ready? Because we coming to Denver. We might even smoke some of that weed. I'm just playing. Right, put it back up. Here come Crystal. Crystal, what would you do in this scenario? If your favorite cousin came to town for 2 weeks, can she stay at the house with Darren while you at work? Because I know Crystal work at night. What you say, Crystal? And Darren is my dude. He ain't wearing no pink tutus for his daughter. She don't need to be that happy. Yeah, because 2 weeks is a long time. She should have planned for that, or she's ought to have some friends to stay with or whatever. I'm trying to think. Have I ever been somewhere for 2 weeks and didn't have a place to stay?
I did a road trip while I was in college, but that was a road trip. So we were over like 5 or 6 different places over them 2 weeks.
Hey, but and like I said, then at that age, it's a lot of different things that's going on. Oh yeah, the blue is back, bro. We getting ready for 2021. I don't believe in New Year's resolution. I hate when people say starting this day I'm gonna do this. So starting the day, I'm gonna start back drinking the blue. Ain't no need in waiting. Well, leave the post up for a few minutes. She's your favorite cousin, Crystal. And Ernest wants to know what's the original question. So yeah, Crystal, this is your favorite cousin in the whole wide world. Could she stay at the house for 2 weeks while you work at night? Yeah, exactly. Once them hormones get to raising and this happens and that happens, I say it's just been a lot of people who have just been cool who turned out to be kind of attractive. Why play with fire if you ain't got that asbestos suit? So Ernest, I'm waiting on Ernest and Crystal to tell me what they think about Tish. Is she being smart or non-trusting and insecure? And you don't get a C. You get to pick one of them two. If Latanya Michelle was on the right page, she could answer, but she being hard-headed. So, and this, like I said, this is one of the things as we get into relationships. Um, I've heard about women who have friends inbox their husband or boyfriend and see what they're gonna do. To see, okay, Ernest, you don't get the Ernest, you know the rules. Answer the question, then ask a question. See, Ernest on that. What about? We ain't doing that one yet. The kids going to sleep. Answer the question, Crystal. Don't be playing Ernest. Can she stay or no? Stop playing. And y'all, man, everybody know kids get sleepy. And the thing is I don't even think, like I said, I don't. To me, it's not even about trust. It's just about being smart. It's kind of like when we talk to people about seatbelts. People, oh, I can drive. Well, the seatbelt ain't for your driving. It's for somebody behind you who you don't know what they're gonna do. And how many of us have been hurt by somebody we trusted? Hey, Mary Flowers, who's afraid to say no? Ernest, answer the question. That's all the info you got. And what difference do it make if he was cheating before? He was 27 before. He was 21 before. We talking about today, Kimo Sabe. Next time you're going to be asking, is he left-handed or right-handed? Quit playing. Mary Flowers, you're new to the show. Welcome, and where you watching from? And does him cheating before mean he a cheater for life? Don't people change? Even the spots on the leopard, they grow. They ain't the same size his whole life. I'm just saying. Why? How you figure his wife don't trust nobody? Maybe she's just being smart, Mary Flowers. You are hilarious. Why ain't we talking about trust, Ernest? Ernest, you're gonna be a politician, ain't you? Because you ain't answer that damn question. You just keep going left. Give me an answer to the question. Right, Lee, but that's what I'm saying. We all been hurt by somebody we trusted. So saying that it's somebody we trust, to me, that's kind of just not a good thing, because it's easy for somebody that we trust to hurt us, because we give them that we give them that vulnerable side of us, which to me even means even more. Look who showed up to the party. What's going on, Hirsch Dirk? Every man is only as faithful as his options. No, that's
exactly.
That's a dude phrase.
I hate to hear that people say that.
Yeah. No, because I did security. I did security at strip clubs for years. I never slept with a stripper. And Lord knows, good Lord, I worked at Magic City. And I never slept with one of them girls. And some of them liked me. But that was where my money came from. I wasn't going to put sex above money. I was a businessman at that point. Now, had they caught me in my early 20s, I might have made some bad decisions, because most of my coworkers slept with one. Do I regret it? Sometimes I look back on like, yeah, I should have did. I wouldn't have got in no trouble. But the way I'm set up was, nah. That's money. We're not finna, I can always get some sex. You know, what the guy in the movie said? You will lose money chasing pussy, but you'll never lose pussy chasing money. I believe that to be a super truth. All right, post the picture again. Roy, post it in big letters for Ernest, because he old and slow. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it slow for you too, Ernest. Come today, Hirsch. I'll hang out with you for a week. You can't make me do nothing.
I do it. I'll do it, and I'm single. Hell.
All right, Ernest, just for the people in the cheap seats. Paul and Tish have been married for 7 years. Tish is excited that this summer her best cousin Maria is coming for 2 weeks to visit, and she's gonna stay at the house with them. The day before Maria arrives, Tish's job moves her to the night shift. Tish tells Maria she needs to get a hotel for her visit or cancel her trip because she cannot stay alone at night with her husband. Is Tish being smart or non-trusting and insecure? You have a BFF that I don't think will ever do that to me, but I know her philosophy about sex, which is it's just sex. So hell no. Plus she double dipped with her other friend. So the moral of the story is know your friend's sexual philosophy, and that's true, because I tell Trina, I got a friend, and I will call this guy a friend. He will tempt a woman, and he will tell me. Because he'll say, man, your girl ain't shit because I did this. But he's so upfront and honest about everything. He'll tell you if your girlfriend is cute or not. Because to him, it's just who he is. I've learned to accept that about him. Would I put him in a position? No. But I trust him with everything. If he was to knock on the door and I went here, and he said he needed to get something because I told him, I would trust him to do just that. Would I let him stay overnight? No. Because I know how he is. Trust him with my life, but not with my wife. You got to learn everybody's different level of trustability. So you think she non-trusting. If she don't trust her man, why? Who do we trust? Who do we truly trust unconditionally? To me, it's kind of like love. I think all of them come with conditions. Who do we trust unconditionally? And it's cute to think that we could say parents, but a lot of people don't trust their parents. That's who kind of got them on the road of distrust. So who is it we trust? Because 90% of the time we've been hurt, it's been by somebody we trusted or had an emotional attachment to. Because again, we made ourselves vulnerable to them. But you got to learn what level everybody's at. Like I said, what I did at 30 ain't the same decisions I was making at 50. What I did at 20 ain't the same things I would do at 50 or 40. Being around beautiful women, at the end of the day, if you do it as a lifestyle, you learn that it ain't even that big a deal.
Not at all.
See, one of the best things about being a bodyguard and having worked security at strip clubs is, and it's bad in a way, I got so used to being around naked women and good looking women that I used to be unfazed by nudity. So, when you in that dating phase and your girl, y'all getting ready to do the do and she's taking off her clothes, I'm thinking, professionally, I see some of the best strippers in the world at Magic City. How many girls can compare to what them girls got at Magic City? So it kind of dulled my senses a little bit, because these are the same girls that would flirt with me, come and talk to me, because some of them had a crush on me. But I ain't want to do nothing with them. Oh, please believe I'm attracted to strippers. I'm attracted to business and money more. But your thing was that men are only as loyal as their options. I had plenty of options, and that's why I say it's a dude thing. Men are loyal to themselves. They make decisions that affect them. And when you say you're gonna do something, or you commit to something, that's what men do. When you still in that dude stage and you growing, okay, this whole beautiful inside and out, that's a cliche. Beauty's only skin deep. Now they might have a good soul, a good heart, and all that, but you don't see none of that. And it's cute that we call it that, but we don't. Who looks beautiful on the inside? On the inside, we all look exactly the same. We all look exactly the same. There's no difference in those. And if strippers are women and we all attracted to women, then what would be the difference? See, that's a mentality. That as you get older, you start outgrowing. See, in my 20s, you know who I thought was really cute? I thought 17 and 16-year-old girls were still cute. In my 50s, in my 20s, they were pretty. In my 50s, they're cute. I seen a bunch of cute teenagers. Ain't none of them gorgeous or hot or sexy or none of that, because now my thought process is different in how I look at them. But in my 20s, I was, yeah. Nah. Your insides look like everybody else's. When they cut you open, you're going to look like everybody else. Same body parts, same flesh, same veins, all that stuff. Same bones. You're going to decompose like everybody else. Guaranteed. You can feel like you won't, but it is. You're right. As Lee said, it's like money. Once you're around a bunch of money, it don't impress you like that. You don't just do anything for money, because you get used to that process and you elevate. Mary says, I ran an adult bookstore for over 15 years and I seen it all. And you're right, you could get numb. Ooh, y'all typing too fast. And you can get numb to the fact that it's in your face constantly. I am strictly a straight woman, but I can appreciate a beautiful body on either sex. But I have gotten to the point, I am up in age, and trust me, if you're not coming correct, I don't give a damn what you're working with between your legs. Trust is a mindset. And if it ain't said in your mind to trust, there is none. Right. And that's what you get. Because it's a different mindset when you're around something. When you ain't around it, I can remember every time I work strip club, half the guys come to strip club want to talk to security. Man, I wish I had your job. And I'd be thinking, man, I wish you had my job too, so I could be somewhere sleeping. Man, you're around these good looking women all the time. You're right, all the time. I'm tired of looking at them. You get to the point, I'm looking for women with clothes on. They became more attracted to me because it wasn't just all in my face. And as Eric said, Atlanta got 1 million beautiful women. And if that's your weakness, then you probably need to join a monastery.
Don't need to live in Atlanta for sure.
Right. You're going to see beautiful women. No matter what you like, I guarantee you will see in Atlanta. If that's your weakness, you ain't going to never get nowhere. Ever. And that's why I say that's a dude mentality. Because most of us at some point have experienced it. Hell, I'm going to pick on Roy again. Most college boys go through 4 years of that. Because they surrounded.
Bruh. Look here.
And they at that stage where their hormones are raging, and there's something they can actually do about it now because they're around another group whose hormones are raging. This ain't high school no more.
Let me tell you something, D. I make this point clearly. See, I tell people I graduated high school out of Miami, and I lived in the city. One of the things outside of school, you very rarely saw really, really attractive girls out because their mamas and daddies kept them in the house. Because Miami was during that time when Luke was popping off and all that kind of stuff. Let me tell you something. When I got to FAMU, I laugh and I joke about it now. I tell people quick, boy, I fell in love like 500 times in the first 3 weeks of school. Because I had never seen that many beautiful black women in one place in my entire life. And I'm talking about beautiful in just all different kind of shapes, shades, height, short, tall, thick, thin. We walking around like, damn, like they make them like what? Like, damn. I mean, and that's what people don't realize. It's like you get in, but what happened? After 2 semesters at FAMU, I started looking at chicks that were 10s before, you were 10 when you were in high school. You get to campus, and the next thing that you know, it's just like, oh yeah, you like a 5. It's like it's a whole bunch of these, Right. It's so it changes your it changes you when you're doing stuff, and that's just like the industry. I mean, I tell people I'm in broadcast. I see women especially who are normally considered attractive women, to be in front of a camera, to be on camera and doing different things, or to be on a microphone. And it does. It gets to the point where it's just like, yeah, no, okay, what kind of sentences can you string together if we're having a legit conversation and ain't nobody got a teleprompter running in front of you? I've seen that. I've seen chicks who are great at their jobs, beautiful physically, as people would say, but you talk to them and they about as sharp as a bag of bricks, and you'd be like, yeah.
And that's true. And you learn. It's like, when me and Trent talk, and, whenever the subject of cheating comes up, and people say, how can you do it? Well, one, as Ariel said, some of us rationalize. Sex is just sex. Making love is a totally different process. Sex is just sex. And if we're honest with ourselves, most of the people that we have sex with, we don't ask a bunch of questions. We don't ask to see ID cards. We don't verify that their name is what they tell us because it ain't that important. It's a hormonal exchange. It ain't no spiritual exchange or none of that. At best, it might be a few fluids, but it's a physical interaction. There ain't a whole lot of meet and greet going on. Hell, a lot of times you don't need a real name. You just give me something I can call you by. Not that we care, because we're going to say baby, they're going to say honey. Everybody's cool with that transaction. Once we get to the point where we want to make a mental connection, the sex becomes a little different. That's when you crossing the borderline from having sex to making love, to being intimate. They are totally separate. They're totally different acts. So, when I hear people say, oh, I can't believe he cheated, that's why I say anybody can cheat, male or female, if you take sex for what it is. Because I did a study once. I actually did a poll. And I told you, it's crazy. Most people have a prostitute mindset because they still believe kissing is the most intimate thing. Roy, would you agree with that? That kissing is the most intimate sex act?
No.
Okay, most people believe that kissing is the most intimate thing, which to me is funny because that's usually the thing we do first. But there are a few people who will have sex and not kiss. Prostitutes won't kiss. So if kissing is so intimate, why do we do it so freely? Because that's the first exchange of fluids. Technically you can have sex without exchange of fluids. But kissing is kind of hard unless you Eskimo doing them butterfly kisses or something. So once you have a different mentality, which is why in the real world, outside of our little bubbles, you see people who are into poly, who are into swing, who are into different lifestyles, because they can rationalize what sex is, and they don't try to rationalize every sex act as lovemaking, because it's not lovemaking. Because most of us have had sex multiple times with people that we didn't love.
Hey, I'm gonna jump in real quick since you're breathing. I'm gonna have to agree.
Breathing.
Yeah, you took a breath in there. A breath. You took a breath.
Show.
Get you some. Yeah, get you some blue. I'm gonna have to this. The quote is still up on the screen now. I'm gonna agree with Hirsch on that. He was saying that you were saying beauty is skin deep. And I'm not saying, I don't think that you were saying that it's not this, but he says he also believes that beauty is subjective. And it is, because we all have different views on what's beautiful. And just like women have different views on what's attractive. I agree with that. The beauty is, what's the saying? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So yeah, that's true.
No, but he said they're beautiful inside and out. And that's why I said you don't get to see people's inside. And on the inside, we all look the same. We're all just a bunch of blood vessels and all this. And you can start being philosophical about it. But on the inside, nobody's beautiful on the inside. We all look exactly the same.
Well, you mean you're talking about the physical inside. Yeah, you're talking about other people usually, when they say the inside, they're talking the spiritual inside of somebody.
Right. But you can't see that. That's just that's a feeling.
Right, you're right. That's true.
Feeling. When what we see, for instance, universally speaking, Halle Berry is a beautiful woman.
Not really. She's cute, but that's to me. You're right, but to me, Halle Berry isn't beautiful. Right.
But we talking universally. Most people will say that she's beautiful, but some people say that when you're talking beauty, very rarely does Beyonce come into the category. But some people think Beyonce is beautiful. And the beauty, that level is subjective. But there are some people who are universally considered to be attractive, and then there are others who are personally attractive. That depends on what you like. Because everybody don't like the same thing. What's her name? Halle Berry has a general body. She's not just bang, bang nowhere. She's more normal. But some people say this about her. And it's like when we talk about, people, sexiest man alive, sexiest woman alive. Who votes on this? Because I ain't never agreed with none of their choices. But it's subjective. But and I was say, well, Halle Berry, generally, she's considered a very beautiful woman. Just as far as just whatever. But if that's not what you like, then she still don't fit that category. I'm not a Beyonce fan. She does nothing for me. Would I take away from the fact that she's attractive? No. She just doesn't appeal to me. But I wouldn't knock her for it. And that's all I'm saying. Because, again, with the preferences and priorities, what I think is hot at the end of the day, a lot of it's gonna boil down to what does it for me. Because I'm sure we've all seen that one somebody who we knew wasn't that attractive before. They have a reason. They appeal to us. They made the animal in us come out because it was something about them to us. And that's a personal thing. You know, for that for that 4 or 5 that for whatever reason she did it for us and drove us crazy. Whenever she showed up, had us just can't focus versus that universal 10. That 10 don't always work for us, but that's more of a personal preference. But some people can acknowledge, hey, she good looking, she just don't do that for me.
Right.
And then other people, some people think Whoopi Goldberg is all that. Hey, whatever. But yeah, beauty is what it is. Beauty is what it is to the beholder. As I don't know if it was Leah Airy, but some people like a big butt and a smile. Other people don't. That's I don't know why body gets into beauty, but that's a whole nother issue. But
look, that's something that was funny that I found out when I moved when I went to school from Miami and met people from up north and stuff, and we would be like, man, she fine, but she ugly. and the girls will say the same thing, and the guys from up north will be like, how can she be fine and ugly at the same time? Be like, hey, look, man, y'all just don't get it. So, okay. But yeah, that's...
Right. And me and Trina had that talk. I was like, listen, in the South, fine is body. Good looks is from the neck up.
Neck up.
Everything else is from the neck down. Yeah, she's pretty, but she ain't fine. She's fine, but she ain't pretty. And, because we make them distinctions. Well, now, if they got the total package, that mean they good looking and they got the body. But if they ain't total package, we've seen that super pretty girl who was flat chested as us, but she was pretty as all get out. But she didn't have a bump the first until she bent her elbows, and then she had a bump at her elbow. But that was it. Some of the prettiest girls I've seen don't have to wear bras because they just as flat as they want to be. Oh my goodness! But they're super pretty, and I could use them to iron my shirts. But that's all another subject. But again, like I said, we have to, when we get into the relationships, we have to not put people in situations where they may lose if we value them, because we don't know. You don't know when. We'll just take me for instance. I suffer from depression. What if your lover has PTSD or some other condition? Do you know when that condition kicks in? Why put them in a position to lose? Suppose they're alcoholic. I mean, there's just too many suppositions that can come across that people have underlying issues. Why put them in a position where that issue could take over? People who are manic depressive. Because we know now that everybody got some kind of underlying condition. Why put them in that position? Put them in a position of safety. Put them in a position of safety. We don't think that everybody's a rapist, but we still take care of our women. Roy told a story that he went to meet his daughter at work one night because he didn't want her there at night by herself. Roy wasn't seriously thinking that everybody who come in there gonna rape her, but Roy wanted to make sure his daughter was safe. So you know what Roy did? Roy went there and he was gonna sit in the parking lot. But Roy wasn't gonna go in after every customer just to make sure. She was fine, but looked like Frederick Douglass in the face. When you look, I can't even get to the body because I'm just. But yeah, how we protect each other, how we protect those that are important to us, is what we do to make sure that they're safe, and we don't have to do it. I'm sure that Roy thinks his daughter can take care of herself. She out there in the world. He can't go to her all the time, but when he can and he gets survived, guess what he gonna do? He gonna do what daddies do. He gonna get up, take his sleep ass over there, and babysit. Because that's what he's supposed to do. When you got a person in your life, that's what you're supposed to do. It's different from going to a concert because anything could happen. But if Roy dating a woman and Maxwell is her dream guy, and Maxwell having a concert, but Roy got work to do, she want to go to the concert with a couple of friends, is Roy gonna tell her not to go because she may get a backstage pass and cheat with Maxwell? See, that's when Roy need to make decisions about his life. If his woman is the kind of woman who is going to go to a concert and have sex with a guy, then Roy needs to make decisions, because that ain't putting her in a position of vulnerability. That's just her being scandalous.
Well, I mean, no, because, the same thing is if they call me up on stage and at the Janet concert and then she want me to come after the show, We gonna have to have that one. We gonna have to have that. Everybody got that one celebrity pass. Be like, baby, I can't be mad at you. Be like, yo.
Exactly. You know, but hey, and you know what's crazy? Cause see, Trina will tell you, man, MC Light better not never show up in front of me talking no trash. Cause MC Light could get it twice. MC Light could get in front of Trina. She could get in front of my mom. She could get in front of my kids. MC Light, I met her one time and I almost beat up her security guard because I was like, I could take him. But you know, but that's a whole different situation when we know who that one weakness is. But in general, ain't nobody just thinking that, hey, you know, oh, I can't trust her to do this. Oh, if I let her go to the grocery store by herself, she might meet a clerk. You know, that's a whole state of paranoia. What Tish did, I would say, is rational behavior. Not insecure, not non-trusting. It's just rational behavior. Because we may trust somebody, but what are we trusting them with? Because we only know what they told us. We don't know what anybody will do. Roy don't know what I'll do around his girlfriend. Roy can think like, yeah, D like this, D like D a cool dude. He wouldn't risk this. But Roy don't know. Roy believes. As I believe, but do we know? We hope like hell we right. But when do we know? We don't know till after the fact. And that's just a life call. But why even put people in that situation? See, if I tell Trina I'm going to an MC Light concert, she going. Because she think I'm going to find her way backstage. And I'm going to give her the keys. Because if I get backstage, hey, you know, you got two choices.
Come and watch.
You can come backstage with me. Or you go home and wait till I get back. But I don't need a fussing about this. You already know what it is. You already know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shit. But I ain't leaving you for MC Light. But if she offer me a 2-night stand, I'm getting both of them nights in. I'm getting both of them nights in. And I'm going to take my punishment like a champ because I'm going to be smiling while I'm in the corner on punishment. But, you know, that's just how that go. But if MC Light had a flat time talking about could she stay, man, I wish Trina would be talking about hell nah, man. All right, well, I'm going to take her to the hotel. I'll be back the day after tomorrow. But yeah, you know, and we can joke about it now. But you know, it's you're gonna tell me you're going to see Al Sharpton, you stupid. But again, it's just about tempting fate. You know what I'm saying? Yep. You don't put money in front of a broke man and hope he's gonna be an honorable dude. He gonna do what he got to do to get through. All right, it's 7:58. Me and Rodden had a good time. We could probably go on 10 more minutes, but we ain't going to. I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody, because Denise, how you gonna come in at the last minute talking trash? I'm gonna bring back some pennies. I'm gonna say I'm sorry. I'm gonna bring some shrimp scampi, whatever it is you like, and I'm gonna be what's the word? What's the word you're supposed to do when you get sentenced in court? I'm gonna look remorseful.
Yeah, remorseful and contrite.
But hey, Denise, I'm gonna be a good dude after that, because as Ariel said, if you into Idris Elba when he come to town, hey, go on and have your fun, girl. Go on and have your fun. I ain't even finna be mad at you. You know, I believe in fair play. But Happy New Year to everybody. Denise, I'm mad at you for coming late. You know what time you're supposed to be here. You got to stand in the corner. Cliff, you're on the wrong page. But we're going to do this again next year. We're going to get back into some more uncomfortable conversations. We're going to be unapologetically black. We're going to do all that. If you got a product that you want to advertise, I don't know why you're not hearing anything. Chris, did you pay your bill? I'm just saying. Did you cut the volume up? You know, that's usually a problem. But I ain't going to say nothing. Anyway, I want to say Happy New Year. I'm going to let Roy say something. I'm going to close it out, giving y'all my whatever. Roy, you want to tell them anything about 2021?
We got a lot of stuff coming, man. You know, like we said, we're gonna run this special through the end of the week. You can get $480 for the entire year's worth of advertising. I think we still got a couple of more spots left where we do a discount of $350 for somebody for the show. If you're coming through the show or not. Well, actually, no, we've got one. We've got one spot left. I'm holding one of the spots for someone. And they should know who they are at this point. We actually do have another event coming up. I'll tag that event in the And the thing is, this isn't Dee's show, but it's going to be the first live show that we're going to do this year with a show called Dr. Lydia and the Brunch Bunch. We're actually going to do a live brunch at the it's right next door to the Uptown Comedy Corner here in Hapeville. $20, right? Tickets are $20 now. They come with brunch and mimosas. It's going to be real good. It's going to be cool. We're going to be doing some stuff. We're doing a 2021 goal board. We're not doing a vision board. We want people to actually set goals and not just about dreams that they want to do. We want to make sure that they put work into the things that they're going to do. But yeah, you can get on, man. You can advertise because, like I said, when we start rolling some of this stuff out in the first quarter, you're going to see a lot of changes happening with Darren's show and all the other shows that are on the network and some of the stuff that we're going to be doing. So yeah, that's it, man, for me.
And hey, ladies, Valentine's Day is coming up. Trinity's making these wine bottles that are personalized. You probably can't see it, but her name is right there. Your birth year. You know y'all wine those. Y'all check out her page, Little Things by Khalil. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. I forgot because Roy had me tempted. Maybe we're going to get Hearst to advertise this company on here. That's what we're going to do, bro. We're going to see if we're going to get Hearst to advertise in space. But y'all know what it is. Happy New Year. Hey, remember this. If don't nobody else tell you, you survived 2020. So you're a soldier. You made it through all of this. So, hey, until next year, y'all know what it is. Peace, popcorn, and chicken grease. All right, Mira, I'm going to send you the link, all right? Up until then, holla.